Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 69-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend is going directly to our website at funeralfunds.com. And we have these free quoters on just about every page. And all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, enter your birthday, and the rest of the info here, click the Get Quotes Now. It'll take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies that are going to offer the lowest rates based off your age, gender, and the state you are living in. Take full advantage of that. It's a terrific way to price shop all the different insurance companies. You can also call us directly at 888-862-9456, and one of our licensed agents can help you with any questions you have. Now, one thing we always recommend to every 69-year-old male looking for $15,000 is to just ask them, hey, do you think that $15,000 is going to be appropriate for what you want done once you're gone? And, basically your final expenses. And typically that would be either a cremation or a burial. So let's take a look at cremation. There's kind of two options with cremation. You can just get the basic cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's probably going to be between $1,000 to $2,000. And then you can get cremated and also have some sort of a ceremony, like maybe a remembrance of life ceremony or celebration of life ceremony, with the cremation. That's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500, just depending what part of the country you live in. So what we would typically recommend coverage-wise for that is that first option where you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. We would probably recommend, and what we typically help people with, is between $5,000 to $7,000. Now you might be going, well, Randy, you said the cremation was $2,000 and now you're recommending $5,000. What's the deal? Well, the deal is our 69-year-old female probably wants to make it to 79, maybe even 89, right? So we know that as time goes on, things get more expensive due to inflation. So what we're actually doing is getting a little bit more coverage than we would need if we were to die today. And therefore, we're inflation-proofing the plan. But secondarily, we're also locking in our rates and coverage at our youngest age. So it's never going to be more affordable than it is today. And it really works terrific. It inflation-proofs your plan, but then God forbid you died sooner than anybody thought. There's some extra money in there that could be used to pay off, maybe medical bills or credit card bills, something like that, that if you'd lived longer, you would have paid those off. So it's really nice, protects both long-term and short-term. Now for that cremation with the ceremony, most of the time we would be helping people with somewhere between $7,000 to $10,000. And again, we're doing the same thing. We're inflation-proofing the plan for the long term, but also provide some extra funds in the short term if you died sooner than anybody thought. So it's really a win-win. It works terrifically for most folks, but we are flexible. We can really get any coverage amount you want. Now for a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with the $10,000 check, they should help you get it done. It's hard to imagine they wouldn't, but if they didn't, you could just walk out the door and walk 2 blocks down the road to one of their competitors, and I'm sure that they would take that money as well. Just understand though that $10,000 is kind of, it's not going to be anything fancy. It's going to be pretty scaled back, but and also too, that $10,000, that is not inflation proof, so that's kind of what it is today. As time goes on, you're going to have to get more insurance or add some extra funds of your own. But, if money's tight, we typically recommend people get the $10,000. That covers the most immediate needs, and you can always add more coverage later. But most of the people we help who are 69-year-old males, we're probably going to help them get anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000, sometimes up to $20,000. But again, it just depends on your budget and then also kind of how fancy or how extravagant you want your final arrangements to be. But we can help you understand your options there. The other thing that will happen sometimes is somebody will say, hey, I want to not only get the final expense insurance because I don't want my kids to pay that, but I want to leave some money behind for the kids. So like what's 50 grand going to be? And we get them the price, and it's a little out of their range just because they're on a fixed or limited income or on Social Security or disability. And they see the pricing and they go, I know that's just too much. We're not going to do any of it now. And it's really not the insurance company fault that it's too expensive. It's the fact that they waited until age 69 to get this, right? And it gets more expensive as you get older. So we just have kind of a little conversation with them saying, hey, you really didn't want the kids to pay for your final expenses. So, first and foremost. So why don't we get that taken care of first? And then if you want to at some point in the future, we can always help you with a separate policy for your kids so that they have something as well. And that typically sits very well with folks, because if you don't take care of your final expenses, if you just ignore that, then your kids are going to end up having to pay for that. They'll probably have to put it on their credit cards, and they're going to end up paying like 26% interest. They'll have to pay on this for years and years and years. So don't leave that burden behind for your kids. That's not a good parently thing to do. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend those 2-year waiting period plans at all. And we will talk about that in a moment. But what first day coverage means is that hypothetically, if your policy were approved and issued by the insurance company today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay out that $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever the coverage amount was. That's exactly what you want. It's the best coverage, and this could be the least amount of money. But sometimes people will say, well, Randy, you're right. I do want the first day coverage, but I've got some health issues. And I know those first day coverage plans ask health questions, and I'm a little worried I might not qualify. To which we respond, hey, that's our problem, not your problem, right? At least from an insurance standpoint. And the reason we say that is we work with a bunch of different insurance companies. They all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now, we're getting around 90 to 95% of the people we help, we're getting them approved for first day coverage or benefits. So we're terrific at what we do. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get people first day coverage or benefits is if they just waited too long and they had some major health issues, like maybe they had a terminal illness and they're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or they've got dementia, or they're on dialysis, or in a hospital, or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd typically refer you out to a different insurance company. Another thing that seems to happen on a weekly basis is we'll get a call from somebody and they'll say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have any insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. The funeral home director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get money from the insurance company to pay the funeral home director. And we have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on somebody who's already dead. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really sad that they lost a family member, but it's doubly sad that their family member didn't care enough about their family enough to get this insurance. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably had looked at this insurance before and knew they needed it and just put it off, till one day they just went and died. And now their family members and children are probably going to have to put this on credit cards, pay 26% interest, and be paying on this for years and years and years. And what a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have done everything else right in life, and then you mess up this one thing, and this is how you're going to be remembered, for burdening the ones you care about the most with a financial burden that's not theirs to bear. So don't be that person. This insurance is affordable. We can always help you start small and add more coverage later if you need to. Now, we don't recommend the plans with 2-year waiting periods at all. And there's a lot of companies out there, but Colonial Penn is fairly well known. Their $9.95 plan that you see advertised on TV all the time, if you didn't know this, that is a 2-year waiting period plan. Yikes, right? Yeah, ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, you don't want that one. You never want to accept a 2-year waiting period plan when you qualify for first day coverage. Don't do that. Now, Colonial Penn, they're not the only 2-year waiting period plan. There's all sorts of them out there. There's like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, all of those have 2-year waiting periods. Many other companies too. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you'll qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 69-year-old male probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn commercials. He's probably thinking, oh, baby, $9.95, that commercial sounds so good. I waited until age 69. I outsmarted the insurance company. I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. And then our 69-year-old male calls Colonial Penn, talks with one of their agents, or they look it up online, like on their website, like we're doing for you right here. And they see that for a male age 69, 1 unit of coverage, $9.95, $9.95 is only going to buy $724 worth of coverage. Now, $724 is not going to cover even just a cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn in any part of the country that we're aware of. And even if it did, it's got a 2-year waiting period. It's not going to pay out a penny in the next 2 years if you die of a health or a medical reason. Yeah. Nothing in pure insurance benefits. They're not going to pay out. So our male age 69, 1 unit of coverage, $9.95. Our 69-year-old males only going to get $724 worth of coverage. That's not even enough for a basic cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn in any part of the country we know. And you know what? Even if it was, it's not going to pay out for the first 2 years if you die of any health or medical related reason. So why would you ever get a plan that would leave you so underinsured and your family members so unprepared? Yeah, I mean, just, there's a lot of people out there that would say that some of these companies that offer, these really low teaser rates, right? They do that not because they want you to buy that plan. They do that because they want to get your info and get you entered into the marketing funnel. And then when they do talk with you, they'll gladly show you that lowest rate and how minuscule that coverage is. And then they'll proceed to upsell you into more coverage, saying, oh, that's too low, that won't work. Let's get you more coverage, which is much more profitable for them. The more you buy, the more profitable it is for them. So we're not saying Colonial Penn would ever do anything like that, but there's some people out there pretty convinced that companies do this. And I guess you can formulate your own opinion based on the fact that for $9.95, you're only going to get $724 and it's not going to pay out for 2 years. So let's try to find out what $15,000 is going to be. The challenge we're going to run into is Colonial Penn maxes out at 15 units. And we are not going to get up to $15,000 worth of coverage. Let's see what it would be. Yeah, here we go. We max out at $10,860, and that's going to be $150 a month, roughly. So let's do this. Let's see how much first day coverage can actually save you. And let's run the numbers. So we got $15,000 male, age 69, get quote. And here we go. Let's see. Let's review. This is going to be roughly $10,000 for $150. And here we go. I want to show you here. This is $15,000. And that's going to be right around $97. Now this is level coverage, which means first day coverage. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have a $15,000 policy with first day coverage and pay $97? Or would you rather have $10,860 coverage, have a 2-year waiting period, and pay roughly $150? That doesn't make much sense. You pay that much more for like a third less coverage. So yeah, what is that? That's going to be roughly $53, just kind of rounding the numbers. Let's just round it down to $50. Let's kind of figure out what that's going to be. So if we take $50 a month, which incidentally, that $53 a month, you're going to overpay on that for the rest of your life. Every single month, you're going to end up overpaying on that. And you're going to get socked with a 2-year waiting period. But we'll just round it down for easy math. So $50 a month times 12 months, it's going to be $600 a year extra that you're overpaying. If our male age 69 lives to age 79, you will have overpaid roughly around $6,000 on a $10,000 plan versus a $15,000 plan with our first day coverage. So we always recommend you keep your money in your bank account rather than giving your money over to an insurance company's account. So you need the basic insurance, get the best deal on that. But if you're overpaying $6,000, you're giving that money away. So don't do that. If you qualify for first day coverage, never get a 2-year waiting period. So you just need to be a smart consumer. If you don't understand this stuff, we can certainly help you. We'll help you be that smart consumer and get you qualified for the best pricing you qualify for. But let's take a look at some other companies here. Here's one, Lumico, level coverage, 106, roughly $10 more a month. Quick math, that's just an average there, but $10 times 12 months, $120. And if our 69-year-old male lives to age 79, you have overpaid about $1,200. So you can see how those little things add up. And like $1,200, would you ever, if you're walking down the sidewalk, just pull out your wallet and throw $1,200 on the sidewalk and walk away and leave that for other people to pick up? Yeah, why would you do that with an insurance company? Why would you overpay an insurance company? So don't do that. Be a smart consumer. Let's find maybe one other company here. Oh, here's one. Lincoln Heritage. Another fine company, I guess, but I mean, woochie mama. Look at that pricing. Yikes. So it is level coverage. That's what you want, but look at that pricing, $124. That's roughly $30 more-ish. You know, it's $125 versus, it's like $28 more a month, right? So, why is it so much higher? Well, Lincoln Heritage has got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 funeral homes to like get the lowest pricing, maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge for that. They build that into the premium, and it can end up costing you a pretty penny. So we know that Lincoln Heritage is going to be $28 more a month, roughly, than this company right here. So let's do the math on that. So that's $28 a month times 12 months. That's roughly $336 more a year. And if our 69-year-old male lives to age 79, 10 years, you'd end up overpaying roughly $3,360 more. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company right around $3,360 to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and maybe do a couple other things that it may only take an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say, that's a pretty amazing payday for the insurance company. If it takes them an hour, that's like $3,360 an hour. So we just don't recommend that. We recommend you keeping that money in your own bank account rather than transferring that wealth over to an insurance company. So what we do is we recommend, let us help you get the lowest price for the coverage you need. And then what we do is we offer free, by the way, totally free, a funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that off our website and then print it out. And then once you print that out, just fill it out, write down who gets what and what goes where, and what you want done after you're gone, and then keep it with your insurance policy. And that way, when you pass away, everything's in one place. And when your family members go and find that, they're going to see that you not only protected them financially with the insurance policy, but also emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide, because all they need to do is open that funeral and estate planning guide and just read it, read exactly what you wanted done. And then just all they need to do is just execute what you'd written down, and you'd provided the money to do all of that. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you also loved and protected them that one last time in death, exactly when they would need you the most, but you weren't around. What a wonderful gift. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. If you'd like to leave that legacy behind, reach out to us at funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quote for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, where you can check out the best companies, the best rates, get the most discounts. Take full advantage of that. It's a terrific resource for you. You can call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you over the phone. But, if you've got an existing policy and you want us to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal, or you just want to add coverage to that policy, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for brand new coverage, or you just have some questions, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to that day when we can get you the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.